this one, Melody. Got one with this one, Melody.
I know that you guys were this close to signing Wayne. What happened with that deal? Because, I mean, they got to, I mean, Wayne was damn near saying he was Rockefeller, and then it just went left.
The truth is that it's people trying to jump in the car, you know, so I felt it was only right to call him. Mm-hmm. You know, I called him out of respect, like, yo, I was talking to Wayne, just letting you know, boom, boom, boom. So after that, I think we received a letter at our office for like torturous interference. I'm a lawyer, and I was like, whoa.
Is it sports? They do that?
It was like, whoa. And it just all went from there.
He just got voted #1 by MTV, #1 MC. What do you make of that?
I don't think he's the #1 MC. Wayne the best, he do the most, and he make the most money.
Yeah.
I don't think no nigga in the business make more money than us.
Fair enough.
So how could you be the best if you don't make the best money, the most money? And you don't do the most. Mm-hmm. Lyrically, come on, man, be for real, man. Can't nobody with Wayne.
Kendrick Lamar. It has been announced that Kendrick Lamar will be performing at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans in the South. Now, if we can't get it done with Jay-Z in the seat, there's no way you would have told me before this, hey, homie, if we get Jay-Z in there, he still ain't gonna put one of you broke ass niggas from the South on it to perform in the South. At the top of the mountain, they happy that these broke niggas ain't doing nothing but passing the crown around. They ain't even watching the throne. They done treat you pass the crown around in this rap game and the throne ain't moving. It's the throne you want, not the crown. It's the throne that come with the responsibilities, come with the assets, come with the direction, the information, the coding. It's the throne that come with that, but you has been satisfied with passing around the crown. Who rapped the best? Who had the most streams? See, that's you passing the crown around, but as long as you ain't built nothing, you don't become a threat to nothing that's built.
Now niggas want to Loon me to death. Salute, Loon.
Yeah, exactly.
My man, Loon.
That's my man, too.
Both Loons. Old Loon, new Loon.
Okay.
Yeah,
All ops must know it's up there and it's stuck there, nigga.
When it's up there, man, it's stuck there.
Shut up.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks, the fantasy sports platform that's changing the game for people like us. With Prize Picks, you can test your knowledge with picking over and under for your favorite player stats across a wide variety of sports. Think football, baseball, basketball, and beyond. So why wait? Jump into Prize Picks right now and bring more excitement to game day. Whether you're cheering from the stands or the couch, Prize Picks adds that extra layer of fun for sports excitement. Again, my slogan, why would you put something on the game when you could put something on the name? Let's get into those picks and start winning with Prize Picks today. IUTP code. Let's get back to the show. Welcome to It's Up There podcast. I go by Big Known, your active and attractive host, uno not dos. You must never seen the game up close. It's Up There podcast. Make sure you head to patreon.com. It's Up There podcast to stay involved with the vibe. Couple housekeeping things. We do have a live show we want to announce to the fans, right? October the 8th, Dr. Umar Johnson and Loon will make history again. We'll have a conversation that'll rock the culture once again. Of course, last time the numbers are in totally on all platforms. We did 11 million with Dr. Umar Johnson. The live event was such a phenomenal experience. For those that were there, I welcome you to join us again. Tickets will be on sale. Patreon.com. It's Up There podcast for more updates on that. We got a lot to talk about today. I want to be completely honest. There's so many different thoughts going on in my mind. There's so many different opinions and things I got to process and work through. If you've been watching me, then you already know, like, I see some of the moves. I'm sitting back trying to make sure interviews is in order and in place, and I'm seeing the moves. I'm saying, yo, bro, you got to speak on it. That's just my opinion. You know, as far as the culture is concerned, like, there's a lot of people talking. The opinions, I don't share the same sentiments. I don't share the same mindset, mind frame, right? We don't indulge in the same things. We don't enjoy the same things, right? And so I have to come with an enhanced, involved, indestructible opinion, because it cannot be the same opinion as these guys, because we clearly see the world different, right? Number one, let's pay respect to Rich Homie Quan. For those who are unaware, Southern rapper Rich Homie Quan was found in his girlfriend's house on her couch, unalive. R.I.P. to Rich Homie Quan. And so we want to definitely pay our respects to Rich Homie Quan. He showed me a lot of love. He's always reached out to me. My condolences to the family. When he came and seen me, he had Gooch and Monte with him. And the vibe was just so good, you know. When we talk about Rich Homie Quan, for those of you that are young or maybe just out of touch as to, you know, what he really done, when we talk about ushering in the sound that you're dealing with nowadays, right? You deal with the auto-tune, the singing on the trap beats. That wasn't a thing before the Rich Homie Quans, the Rez Deshaun's. You wouldn't have a raw wave if that lineage wasn't created way back in the day with those guys just playing with the beat. You know, like now you'll see branches off each other's tree. So Rich Homie Quan was responsible for ushering in that sound. Not alone, but he was a very big part. I'm going to deal with the atmosphere and the market in just a second, but I want to give y'all a couple of his accolades. So we're talking about Rich Homie Quan, who in 2013 had Type of Way, right? And that's what kind of took him to mainstream success. He was signed with TIG. That label is known for dealing with not only him, but YFN and Lucci and other acts. And so Rich Homie Quan had a pause in his career because he had to deal with the legal side of things while the money was rolling in. We hear a lot of artists and ex-artists always talk about work stoppage, and that's what Rich Homie Quan had to deal with. There was a work stoppage until I can get this situated, because I feel as though that there's too much money that we ain't allocated in the right way. So I need to really, really take a look at that. And if my career has to stop to do that, to make sure that y'all won't continue to profit and continue to be able to, what he would probably consider is fudge the numbers, right? So just imagine if I'm going to court with a label and we're fighting from 2013 to 2015, and I got him in court for those 2 years, but now we're in 2016. I got another hit. Our contract is still active. Therefore, the money is still allocated in the way of whatever contract that's in place. So there's more to dump on it, and there's ways for them to now start to pencil whoop you moving forward to, right? It's all about a paper trail. And so his work stoppage was part of the reason, in my opinion, that it kind of slowed him down. But we're talking about 2013 Type of Way propelled him to mainstream status. He joined forces with Young Thug and Birdman and did the Rich Gang Collective. We're going to talk about Birdman and why we so-called haven't seen a post from him. I don't know if Yo got his post or not. The Rich Gang Tour Part 1 was released in 2014. That's where the record Lifestyle comes from. We're dealing with nominated for Best New Artist in 14. We're dealing with several BET Hip Hop Awards, nominated for Best New Artist in 2014. Nominated for Rookie of the Year in 2014 at the BET Hip Hop Awards. Nominated for Best Mixtape for I Promise I'll Never Stop Going in 2014. Also at the BET Hip Hop Awards. And nominated for Best Club Banger Flex. And multiple other nominations, right? This is why today we're going to really deal with the Jay-Z, Birdman, the South. Because I still partially blame us, right, for how we gonna be treated. I still blame us, even though it's right in our face and it's blatant. I don't know what's motivating it, but I do know what I'm looking at, and can't nobody make me feel as though I don't, right? I'm dealing with information. And so today we're going to deal with why the South is being placed in a position that is being placed in. Think about our contributions and what we've done. So right now we're talking about Rich Homie Quan. Think about music at that time. That was the era of the single deal. That started to usher in the single deal wave. Prior to that, the single deal was something that was rarely used. Right? They would pump out a single, a part of your entire situation, but now they were starting to do single deals. They had just missed their ringtone wave, and so you dealt with labels trying to change their formation for the playbook that's currently being used on the field, right? And so you have labels starting to have these single deals. So you got Quan with the type of weight, probably administrative fees going to one of the bigger labels. And so you had Type of Way, you had Cashing Out, you had a little name Cash Out with Cashing Out. So y'all don't remember Cash Out. Watch this right here.
Girl named Nina. Now ride with a girl named Keisha. Hey, can I reach? Now ride with Keisha.
So y'all don't remember these. These was back in this time right here, you had to have a single if you just had one good one. Gucci Man popping out with the So Icy. All these going to get these single deals and trying to work their way in the building and working hard to try to work us other artists in this industry that we got down here in position. It's taking kibbles and bits because coming in with a bunch of money just for the publicity and the marketing. And we take the marketing and turn it into multi-millions. Then they gotta respect it. And the re-up say, treat me like you supposed to treat me when you first caught on to me. Yeah, treat me like you supposed to treat me when you first saw me. You knew what it was, but the business won't let you free. Gucci Man go get a off the corner. Pop out with So Icy. Now I'm in these labels. I get a deal. You got these indie labels that facilitating these artists and then going to get a deal to push that one record. Yo, we'll shake hands with you on this. Then it started to flip. You better be involved with them boys. They having careers after that. But they ushered in a wave, bro. Rich Homie Quan, allegedly, and again, condolences to the family. Speaking about death publicly is always shaky for me, right? But it's part of my job. It's part of my job, unfortunately. Over the last 60 days, I've had to sit down and tell myself certain things is part of your job. Certain things you have to embrace because it's part of this thing that you've built. And not embracing those things is not being prepared for the things that can come your way. You may have opportunities that calls for a certain approach to a conversation. You got to be prepared and willing and open to having those kind of conversations. I've always stood there with it. But Rich Homie Quan allegedly passed away because he took some bad pills or was foaming at the mouth. You know, there's an alleged 911 call that's out there. I won't play that. Right? The podcast ain't for us to get down on our luck. We trying to celebrate the game, celebrate people, watch the game tape. It's Up There Podcast is a familiar place for real ones, people that's looking for information in the leadership class. This is just what this is. So I don't want to turn it into a sob story. I don't want to have us all sad, but I do want to pay respects to the legend that was Rich Homie Quan. But y'all got to stay away from the pills, unfortunately, right? And this is real talk, right? Feet on land. This is real talk. Back in 2016, I caught my last charge and I understood something. I said, in the streets, they asking these young men to be chemists. See, what the other part of the game, that it's a dark game out there. I can really break it down to you, man, in the drug trade, according to what people are telling me, because I'm always getting information from the real ones that try to keep me informed, knowing I'm a voice of the people. We're going to move this conversation off of Rich Homie Quan and just deal with just the epidemic that is fentanyl. There's an unfortunate reality in the streets to where if you are nibbling and dabbling in the streets, there's certain corners of America where people are asking for fentanyl in the form of whatever their choice of drug is, right? Let's say that they are someone that takes pills. They're asking for fentanyl in their pills, and these are verbatim statements where you will hear them get in or ask for, it got a little bit of that fentanyl in it, right? And shout out to my cousin. He told me it ain't smart to agree to that. Even if they asking that, because that's a real question out there. But that's not something you need to answer, because what if they wearing a wire? And this is my people in the Fed. So his mindset is flipped. He watching everything. It done cost him 10. And I'm in the middle of it. See, I'm a people watcher. And I digest information. I digest. Then what made me swift. I try to tell the young niggas to become a sponge. Get in Bluetooth mode. Right? Digest what's going on. Pay attention, right? So when my people tell me that, that's one thing. But let's deal with the harsh reality. People are asking, yo, does it have fentanyl in it? I want it with just enough. Not enough to kill me, but enough to keep me like it had me last time. Boy, I feel good. And the human being can get addicted to anything. I know people that eat peanuts all day, eat ice. I know motherfuckers that's addicted to looking at shit online. I know niggas that's addicted to porn and addicted to food. There's people with sex addictions and opioid right? Human beings have a switch that can be turned on by almost anything that they indulge in and they enjoy at a high level. And so when they got that fentanyl, whenever time they got it, you ask yourself how they know the difference. It's because the next time they got something that was right, maybe without it in it, they didn't get that same feeling. So now they got a craving for the fentanyl. So what are they asking? What are they asking the young men that's out there that's involved in the drug trade? They asking them to be chemists. Put enough on it where it don't kill me. And you may have comorbidities. I may have limited understanding of the chemistry that's involved with these compounds we putting together and how it affects you as a person. But for that money, you think I'm gonna miss that money? I ain't gonna miss that money. And so in the ghetto, you dealing with that. But we didn't bring fentanyl over from the ghetto. It was delivered here. And it continues to be delivered here. And so that should be looked into. But a lot of low-level drug dealers don't even know when they got fentanyl. These niggas, it's above their pay grade. They just hustling. They don't even know what's going on. These niggas that's buying, these people that's buying these small amounts of drugs, the low-level guys, they don't know. A lot of people will say, yo, why wouldn't rich people just go to a doctor to get their drugs? It's like, you do what you know how to do, man. When you come up in the hood, that's how you know how to get with your money. So you feel as though you got a money glitch and you feel as though you plugged in with good people. You might been dealing with them a long time. They just got a bad batch and they don't know the difference. Unfortunate reality about addiction is a lot of the people that look down on each other's addictions have addictions. There's almost no one exempt. Right? And black people have a bougie class of black person, a bougie class of people that look down on others that may be in those positions where they are identifying with their lower self. And that's just not who I am. I want to breathe life into our culture, those that's lost and left out, right? Because there's more of us that don't know the way than us that's leading the way. And so leaders got to jump back in the water constantly and continue to get wet, because they know how to get out. I remember my interview with Rich Homie, right? And again, bro, they showed me so much love. If you go watch the interview, you will see the homeboy saying like, yo, Loon, you literally the best in the culture with this. There's another live somewhere where every time I join his live, he'll say it. He'll be like, boy, you snuck up on me with that information, boy. And he always respected my mental, and that's what I get in the game. And I always appreciated that coming from him, because I was somebody that listened to his music. You dig what I'm saying? When I was out there going to work or whatever I was doing outside, right? I would always listen to Rich Homie and Thug and all of those guys and always be, you know, if you from the South, you applauded them. You know, they was like the new age Boosie and Webby before whatever happened.
Hey, let's take a break from the show really quick. I wanted to let you guys know, around this time last year, me and Dr. Umar Johnson had the first annual live It's Up There podcast event, and it was sold out. The crowd was so involved that a couple of times we had to ask them to please. We were recording. It was my first live event. Some of the dopest content that I've ever created came out of that night with Dr. Umar Johnson. And we're running it back October the 8th. We're giving you an opportunity to be in the crowd. We're giving you an opportunity to be a part of the system, to be a part of the game. It's just on what you're going to do with it. Will we see you there? Following this with Dr. Umar, what you saw was Dr. Umar Johnson debates this. Dr. Umar Johnson debates here, debates there, debates here, debates there. We started that on this Up There podcast live. And so the second annual, it cannot be duplicated. Everybody can try it. We're going to show you exactly why we are who we say we are in the culture. October the 8th, we have a conversation with Dr. Umar Johnson. We speak to the leadership class. Let there be no misunderstandings about that. Hopefully to see you there. Patreon.com, October 8th, Nashville, Tennessee. Be in the building. Dr. Umar Johnson, Big Loon. See you there. Love.
It kind of felt like Rich Homie took off before Young Thug. It's the same with the Webby and Boosie effect. If you remember, Webby took off before Boosie, and people kind of counted Boosie out, and then he hawked him down and passed him. And it kind of felt like that with Rich Homie Quan. And in depth, I don't really want to compare them two. But in the South, when you paid attention to it, Quan had took off, and Thug was in the back. And then Thug kind of doubled the speed up. You dig what I'm saying? And kind of took the lead. When we really look at Thug and Rich Homie's relationship, it wasn't really that much time together. You know, the music was so good and the moment was so deep that people associate them like they was homeboys and grew up together. But them folks really didn't grow up together. They met along the journey. You see what I'm saying? And think that music puts us in a daze to be like, man, they knew each other for so long. It's like they was together for a year, 2 years, 3 years maybe, and then that shit broke up. And that's literally maybe all the time. And we ain't talking about knowing each other just, well, what you doing? I'm talking about why I'm really fucking with you, man. Why I'm fuck with your people. We kind of tied in. I don't know how long they really knew each other. I think that's something that we'll have to look into. I remember they came through and did the episode. And let's look at a clip, man, just to see what he said about when I was interviewing him. Right at one point, we had a train coming through, and I stopped the episode because the train was so loud. Right, again, if you just rewind, you can see me along my journey trying to level this thing up. Right, the train was so loud. I'm thinking, yo, it's messing the audio up. Same effect when we deal with the Dr. Umar Johnson interview, in which I told the girl, hey, break, chill, you got to stop. Y'all got to stop all that, because I'm thinking we recording. But now I understand, especially with a live audience, lean into that a little more. But back to Rich Homie. They ended up coming through, bro. And let's just look at the clip.
It's before some type of way. Like, it don't matter where I'm at, Drag gonna want to interview me. And his tactics be different too. So like, for you gotta just think, for get on this tell on himself, but he had to get you real comfortable.
Or he just got nuts. Now, here's the fact.
He's slick on the way he asks his questions, so he's almost like,
but he ain't slick.
But like,
he really super direct the way it seemed like it's just normal.
Yeah, well, like,
he answered something like this. 2017, you got into a says here, a robbery and shooting. The night of November 16th, what happened that night? And it's like, he ain't saying nothing wrong, but he asking you about a night you were shot.
on camera.
on camera. Now, what could I say about that? That ain't putting somebody in a situation.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Like
And that's what they saying. But now, you ask it.
But like, he asked me questions like that, but I didn't know how to shoot him down.
Right.
Like, my interview, like,
what made it comfortable though? What made that one of the best spots outside of you probably being paid?
Just him getting me asking me different questions, like not making it feel like an interview. Bro.
Right.
Like,
now he good though. Now you know with all the slack he get, he good at interviewing. Like I can't take that from him.
And just sat down there for over 45 minutes, man.
Yeah.
You gotta look like, damn, but I really sat down.
Yeah. With that dude.
So you gotta look at it like from all the people he's had, like I f with Brad, man. And it's like probably one of my biggest faces before who I am.
Yeah.
Who else do I like, man? I like the boy B-High. Like, and this one like I've done like
Radio Shout.
Yeah, radio shout.
Yeah. That's hard. I know everybody in this game, bro.
Man, who else might say what's another one did? It's a couple of them. Academics was only cool because I think I anticipated it. And I knew I knew the platform he had, so it's almost kind of like I went there wanting to get spicy.
I can't respect academics.
I wouldn't say you wouldn't.
Academics, do y'all know academics is tech?
Yeah,
online.
Yeah,
I can't. How can I?
I can't either. But like I just told you, so it's different when like I never said like as a person.
Right,
it's my buddy.
Right.
But you got this one of the biggest platforms in hip hop.
That's facts.
So I can't go here and not just.
That's facts. You got to give her something. Yeah.
I ain't saying.
But that's because y'all don't got a choice, and now we giving the real ones a choice.
Exactly. So
it ain't no disrespect, but it's like it ain't no respect for you tagging the DA. I can't respect that. I can't. Anybody else in the world can respect that.
Like,
no one can respect.
Or even when he just came out and said, like I'm telling, I go in the court and. This don't got nothing to do with that, bro.
People don't know DJ Academics been imported into the country. He didn't come up playing kickball, grill outs, eating grilled cheese, you know.
But this is what I can tell you. Most of the people who do these podcasts, you probably read as few, we just feel like who's a nigga.
Right.
Like, I ain't calling them, like, I don't want to say the word or like, but you just can tell they not what we
right.
struggle the way we struggle.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't want to call them like I can tell when
right.
That's NIG.
Right. And them guys they visitors and academics, especially for me, bro, is in my opinion very disrespectful to go police on who ain't done nothing to you. You understand? So I'm doing spring cleaning in this game. Real niggas, somewhere to go, somewhere they can talk, somewhere to get their
In closing with Rich Homie Quan, they of course, the internet was why the culture has not had the pleasure of seeing Birdman post R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan. You do with that information what you may. You know, there was a fractured relationship with Rich Homie Quan and Birdman. I asked Quan, did he feel as though he missed Thug? He told me, yeah. Thug's position, we don't know. We fighting for his life. I don't know his position. I don't know how he feels. Lucci, I don't know how Lucci feels. I'm not sure if we saw a post from Lucci or his people. You did? Maybe we did. If we did, there's something I didn't see. But throughout this game, bro, there's always a lane. Like, if you don't take the fucking, we ain't fucking with you. Not saying there's Lucci in them scenario, but I'm talking about in this industry. Say you go to auditing companies and asking about your budgets and asking about the marketing and what are we doing with the product and how you helping in the position and what are we doing for each other. They start to call you difficult. These are some of the things that we see. That's why we applaud Jay-Z on one end, because we understand if you've done high level business, you understand that there's this fine line that you walk. You see what I'm saying? In negotiation, there's a language, there's a fine line that you have to walk and teeter in order to get things done without offending the people that need to do the things. You see what I'm saying? And so, speaking of that, we have Birdman just now responding to what we're about to talk about. Kendrick Lamar. It has been announced that Kendrick Lamar
will be performing at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans in the South. For those unaware, Jay-Z is behind all Super Bowl activities. He has been placed on the board to work his way in position to get himself a team and pass that down to his family. Shout out to Jay-Z, big business being done. When we deal with Kendrick Lamar, I want to take this time to send a congratulations to Kendrick Lamar on the run that he's been having. The West Coast looks great on him. He's doing a great job as it pertains to riding the wave of Not Like Us. There's a master class in place about how to work a record. For those unaware in the music business, you're dealing with a master class being put on by Kendrick Lamar and his people. Congratulations to Kendrick Lamar. Congratulations to TDE. Congratulations to PG Lane. Jay-Z made this move. Let's take a look at Kendrick Lamar's announcement as it pertains to his Super Bowl. Again, shout out to Apple. Shout out to Kendrick Lamar. You know, this is one of those ones as a podcaster, you know, as being in this space, you got to deal with the harsh realities. This is where you make the big bucks. You got to have these real conversations. This is a tough one because you don't want to shit on Kendrick, but you got to preserve the South. See the position that I'm in as a podcaster, and so it takes a high-level thinker to even be able to craft up some of these analogies and some of these conversations that we're about to dive into. But I do want you guys to know that this is the podcast 101. It's like, as a person in media, you look at this and you understand that while I'm happy for Kendrick Lamar, I'm interested in understanding why the South couldn't be celebrated in the South. Now, there is a conversation to be had. We will deal with both sides because, again, over here we like to deal with information. When you deal with the masses, what are the community saying? Well, number one, Wayne forgets his lyrics. Are we sure we want to fight about a dude that forgets his lyrics? Now, we dealing with Kendrick Lamar that went up there on the pop-out tour and rapped for 2 hours non-stop without a drink. Now, we're talking about Wayne. This is the conversation online. I will rebuke that in the name of Jesus. If you're telling me that an artist big as Lil Wayne won't be prepared for a Super Bowl appearance in New Orleans, let's cut the shenanigans and get to the real conversation. Let's cut the shenanigans and get to the real conversation. But you deal with that. And so, again, there's several conversations to be had. One is, without this, will that record die out? Like, when we being realistic about the record, Not Like Us, it looks like it's dying out. We're about to put it on the grand stage to call this Drake guy a PDF file in front of the world. If I'm Drake, I'm viewing this like a terrorist attack. Like they're trying to crush the buildings. If they're trying to put this song on the main stage, right? Because what other run do we have? Now, Kendrick is a very celebrated artist, a great, phenomenal artist. Again, congratulations to Kendrick Lamar, a very monumental accomplishment historically when we talk about the Super Bowl performance, the halftime performance, some of the biggest names in the world ever. But let's peel the layers back and deal with the business end of this. We're dealing with Kendrick, who has yet to drop an album, and since Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers, which some people say they could do without that one and he would still be who he is. Meaning it didn't add or take from. He's just kind of, okay, we get it respectfully. That's some people. Not saying that's my conversation. Some people. But we're dealing with this back and forth with Drake gets you a Super Bowl appearance. Now, let's be fair. Legacy acts usually do the Super Bowl. We usually don't have any current acts doing the Super Bowl. I mean, it does kind of put people in back to the game, but we don't usually have a lot of current artists. You have to be humongous, like a Beyonce or Rihanna, somebody like that. Even Rihanna was not active when she did the Super Bowl appearance. But does Not Like Us fall off without this Jay-Z Super Bowl cosign? Because again, the record is not being played around me. I had an argument about a month ago where I said, yo, this record, while it was phenomenal in its time, while I respect the production, the flow, I respect the play on words, it does not give me the same feeling that it used to give me. And I say that out of pure honesty. I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm going to be me regardless of whoever win they battle. Respectfully to those guys. And I'm going to keep grinding and hustling and getting up every day and making sure that I make some money on. I don't have a reason to just put something out there. I believe Not Like Us is not hidden in the way that it was in the moment. It was like, oh my God, in the moment it was like, hey yo, like Not Like Us next to Eat the Smash is Not Like Us. Hit 'em up next to Not Like Us, Hit 'em up Smash is Not Like Us. Right? Respectfully to Not Like Us, and that's me Loon in the moment. I do this for a living, so I see it with the eyesight that it need to be saw in. And on the other side, Jay looks at Drake and probably says, yo, you have no alliance to hip hop. I'm doing this for hip hop. You don't really have alliance to hip hop. Where's your alliance to hip hop, the culture? You don't fuck with our media. You don't fuck with our game. And I'm going to speak about the media and why I keep telling y'all the South is so instrumental and they need me. They need big bank, big facts. They need us to elevate. They got Nori in the South with the artists. He ain't from the South. He from New York. The artists will run to Nori from the South. Can't get an interview with these to say they motherfucking show. Can save they deal if they can just link with some of these broke ass niggas. These niggas will run to Nori in Miami and he represent Queens respectfully. Now we ain't gonna say nothing. It's just when your house burned down, go down there and live with Nori. Yeah, when it's time to have to pump up why you are respected in the way you are, go down there and live with Nori. That ain't what Nori do. Nori don't get in here and give commentary about why the album is meaningful and what it means to be next to the artist. Nori gonna interview you, put you on his platform and go on to the next artist. But niggas from the South are running to Miami to f with Nori. And shout out to Nori. Built a monumental business. He a legend in the game. But I'm speaking more so about the artist. When we get in this position, we got to know who the captain and who the cargo. It's always a situation where niggas think they the boss. Think they in position. You little niggas don't know what you need. You ain't never baked a cake. And they got you in the kitchen with aprons on. I look at Jay-Z and I don't think Jay-Z has ever done shit for the West Coast. And some of his fans, y'all tell me, and I don't want to hear about no song. I'm talking about real business with people from the West Coast in this way. He preserves his culture. And listen, nothing I'm saying today is a slight at Jay-Z. It's actually a master class being put on how to preserve your culture. Anybody but you, nigga. See, I deal with it in podcasts and content world. Let anybody get it but Loon. Because when Loon break our way through, they ain't going to look at us the same. He just got a little information with it. See, he talk about that shit, but he got a little something on it. Your nigga shit bland. So I imagine Drake is feeling this to anybody but you, nigga. I'll put a nigga from the West Coast on this stage. As long as, right? We've all read the 48 Laws of Power. Even though I say this outdated game, but we've all read it. But when we look at Jay-Z, he's always preserved his culture. When it was time for him to freestyle, he went to flex. I don't even think he's ever been on the Southern platform. Let's wake it up. Can we wake it up? Has Jay-Z ever been on a Southern platform that wasn't tied with some kind of radio shit? Has Jay-Z ever gave a Southern platform a long form interview? Radio station or otherwise? I'm talking about in his entire career. Boy, he has up north. He's preserving his culture. It's clear to see, but he's a businessman. He understands how to forecast 100 years from now. And that's what I keep telling these idiots in the South. You know, I just saw Rich the Kid on Nori. You think Rich the Kid ever Right? You think Nori really understand Rich the Kid? Not say that respectfully to Nori, but it's 2024. I'm back solo. Let's keep it real. You think Nori understands Rich the Kid? He understands hip hop. He's a rap guy. He's one of those men. He don't understand no motherfucking Rich the Kid like one of us that's in the South. You broke ass nigga run down there and fuck with Nori and fuck with these niggas Joe Budden and fuck with all these different platforms, and these folks ain't interested in preserving your culture. They just looking for a line item on their show list. Yo, we got time to fill up, man. We got hours a day we rolling. We got time to fill up. Just come in. They don't even got no interest in you. And I don't give a fuck where you go, because I can make money talking about you. I don't have to talk to you. That's the beauty in what it is I do. When you a high-level communicator, you can make money talking about these niggas and never have to talk to them. I do these niggas a favor by talking to these niggas. Why? Because I allow them niggas to do what? Introduce the people into another side of them. And also it puts a muzzle on me in a lot of ways. We're dealing with it with Academics and Drake. No matter what Drake does, he has to find a way to make it look as though it's effective. These are the things you deal with in this culture. Let's deal with Wayne. Let's deal with what Wayne has contributed to the South, contributed to the game. And this is what I tell you guys. You have to be careful, because if you're asking me, Jay-Z is the king of alliance from admiration. A lot of you dudes got tricked into alliance because of your admiration for Jay-Z. When we dealt with Wayne, Wayne was really giving Jay a run for his fucking money. If he would have stayed on it, it's no telling where he would have ended up at. Because if I know anything about Jay-Z and how people think, it's probably uncomfortable for people to be around Jay-Z, that Jay-Z thinks that they think that they're better than Jay-Z. It matters none if Jay-Z believes it. But if Jay-Z believes that you believe you're better than Jay-Z, it felt like there was a time where that was a problem. Because if you notice and you deal with a lot of the rap culture and the rap world, again, I got a lot of respect for his hustle. I'm the young nigga that learned how to rap by writing down the blueprint, by writing down his albums, writing it down, figuring out how he was scheming. That was how I came up. I learned how to rap like that. Like, I'm really this culture. So these kind of conversations, not only am I qualified, I'm verified. But let's talk. Jay-Z knew that Wayne felt as though he was better than Jay-Z. Nas felt he was better than Jay-Z. Kanye felt he was better than Jay-Z. Drake feels he's better than Jay-Z. It feels like that Jay-Z is the last boss on the video game, and he don't like when these people don't respect it, quote unquote. So even though I'll give you this alliance or this fake alliance, I have no real interest in developing things in a way that'll benefit you. Especially when I gave you an opportunity to come and you didn't leave Birdman. And I know Birdman ain't as smart as me, because I'll put on a blazer and a suit coat. You understand? I know how to go in there and get it done. And Birdman got to spray paint the shit on his head. So he gonna play in that world and I'm gonna play in this world. And if you would have came with me, you would have been playing in this world. This the games they playing. Right? It's still like I'm still whooping on you, but Wayne and Jay-Z's relationship has been shaky. You had an interview where Lil Wayne was asked about the Super Bowl. Let's see what Wayne said.
Wayne, what you do to Super Bowl?
Duh, nigga.
I gotta ask. I'm just answer a question, Wayne. I know the answer, but I gotta ask you.
Of course, the Super Bowl is in New Orleans. I think it's in 2025 or something like that.
He's doing it.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
Come on, man.
I'm not sure what shit. No, I don't. They know. I will not lie to you. I have not got a call.
Hey, Jay, like when I'm on, I'm kind of Jay.
But we all praying. You know, we praying. We keeping our fingers crossed. I'm working hard. I'm gonna make sure this next album and everything I do is killer. So I'm gonna make it very hard for them to. I want to just make it hard for them not to highlight it.
So in that video, we see Lil Wayne express that he has an interest, of course, in doing the Super Bowl in New Orleans. I mean, let's just understand what we're doing. We're bringing a guy that's from the West Coast, and I say this respectfully to California,
I still see niggas out there with dickies on. Nigga, they holding on the gang banging and cripping blood. They don't give a fuck if you send them to Australia. All of us looking to preserve our culture. They don't give a fuck about the South when it come to that. It's clear to me. Right? And I don't think it's disrespectful. Because you shouldn't expect a meal from the people that's starving. See, this way y'all getting off. These niggas ain't doing no deals with nobody. And I say that respectfully, we gotta make it happen. I can't be the voice of reason for these suckers because these niggas gonna think I'm begging. Not to mention I'm already loaded. But I'm trying to help you niggas understand without infrastructure, we don't go as far as they went. Now together we'll be a motherfucker, but we gotta respect each other and put each other in the proper perspective. And guess who understand that? Jay-Z, because he's done it time after time with these companies. Jay's went in there and had to audit some of these companies. Say, y'all ain't respecting what I brought. Let's get that right. Y'all ain't honoring the deal. Let's get that right. We, the South held hip-hop up for so many years. Hip-hop is ours. But oftentimes I see we come up missing when we go to talking about consideration and documentation. We go and get Kendrick Lamar from the West Coast. And again, congratulations to Kendrick. You sit this one to the side. This ain't got nothing to do with you. This is about me trying to preserve what I know to be my culture. From the South, our stories, our monumental events, our legacy. Imagine what that would have meant for Wayne. Imagine what that would have meant for the South. Right? And also for our lives with someone like a Jay-Z and his history with us. Right? What they would have meant for us being like, okay, the homie starting, he respect it. Because this just plays into the narrative that these guys don't respect what we've contributed to this thing that would have shut down years ago had we not been involved. Let's wake it up. Imagine what they meant to Wayne after 5 Grammys, including Best Rap Album for the Carter 3, Best Rap Song for Lollipop, record holder for the most Billboard Hot 100 entries as a male artist over the 180 charting spree. Imagine what the Superbowl checklist means to a man with 11 BET Awards. MTV Video Music Award winner, over 120 million records sold worldwide. Just imagine. Founder of Young Money, Drake, Nicki, kept the industry alive, my nigga. This is aside from Birdman. We'll get to Birdman and Jay-Z and they little riff, but this is just Weezy. Kept the industry alive. Ran it through Birdman. It's like he was the scout running it right. Come on, family. Multiple ASCAP Songwriter of the Year awards. Named one of the 100 greatest artists of all time. What else do you need to be eligible to perform at the Super Bowl with a rap guy in place? Listen, this is going to come off harsh to people in the South, but if we can't get it now, we'll never get it. We got to put us in position. We'll never get it working with them if we can't get it now, because there's no way you could have told me before now, if we can get Jay in there, Wayne will do it in New Orleans, and Kendrick will do it, or Dre will do it on the West Coast. And this person will do it in Texas, right? You got certain names because we got one of ours in the building. We know that it's going to be a pool of these names that they're going to pull from. Wayne ain't the only name, but he is at the top of the list when we talk about New Orleans. Now, if we can't get it done with Jay-Z in the seat, there's no way you would have told me before this, hey, homie. If we get Jay-Z in there, he still ain't gonna put one of you broke ass niggas from the South on it to perform in the South, nigga. Yeah, he gonna honor the West Coast. He got comrades out there. Drake, yeah, shout out to Drake. He got comrades. He ain't gonna honor the South. Ain't no comrades. Ain't no allegiance. Y'all niggas just the niggas that's buffing him. Right? Same way y'all do Joe Budden and academics and these other niggas that don't want to preserve the South. And I gotta say this respectfully. And if I don't tell the truth, who will? You tell me. It's gonna be a long part today because I'm in my bag. But let's have a real conversation. You also have communities that's running alongside mine that we see, right? Because this internet world, when you have a platform, you start to see things, you get presented things. I have dirt on dudes and stuff that I don't even bring the light on people that has treated me in ways that I are unclear what it means. But we'll set that to the side. So let's deal with some of the people that's starting to present the narrative that Wayne doesn't deserve to perform in New Orleans, in the South, at Superbowl, after I've just read off all of those accolades, because for some reason at these little backyard shows after 25 years in the game and over 1,000 songs, over 180 Billboard Top 100 entries that I may forget a lyric or two. Excuse me. I've been rapping at a high level for so many years. So let's deal with people who are saying that the show that Lil Wayne would have gave is not the show that Kendrick Lamar is gonna give. I want to give some pushback on that. I think what Wayne could have put together in New Orleans, in the South, for New Orleans, for the South, for his legacy, being the kind of artist Wayne is, he's one of the GOATs from the South. Come on, dog. There's no cut you can put on this. There's no way you can make me understand that. Now, what I find nasty is what I'm about to address now. Circling online, you have an entire thread, community of people that's pushing these videos out that don't make Lil Wayne look the brightest and look the best for our culture. And they're trying to demobilize the people that are speaking up on behalf of Wayne. And let me say this before I play the video. I don't endorse what Wayne is saying on any level on these things. But if we start to get into the weeds with this, I think it's a dangerous game for all parties involved. See, they can do us like this because who they got to speak up? Who gonna say something? You think Joe Budden gonna come out on the ledge to defend Lil Wayne against Jay-Z? You think Academic's gonna defend Lil Wayne against Jay-Z? No, he may try to defend Drake. We're gonna get to Drake in just a second. Again, we got time today. It's a long part today. We don't take no breaks and we don't have any notes. We thank you guys for tuning in. I want you guys to hit like, hit share, subscribe to the channel. We just having a great conversation. If you're listening to this audio, salute to you. Thank you. You know, y'all get it on Mondays, and it's always a vibe, and I appreciate y'all, and hopefully y'all appreciate me. October the 8th, hopefully I see you guys, right? Let's play this video of Lil Wayne that people have going around.
When he said he personally doesn't see racism because so many of his fans are white.
I thought that was clearly a message that there was no such thing as racism.
There was a lot of backlash from people about that. Would you change it, what you said, or you still feel the same way? What's your thought on Black Lives Matter?
What is it? What do you mean?
The idea is that there's this movement called Black Lives Matter, thinking that the rest of America didn't seem to understand that Black Lives Matter.
It just sounds weird. I didn't know that you put a name on. It's not a name. It's not whatever. It's somebody got shot by police for a reason. I am a young, black, rich. If that don't let you know that America understands Black matter these days, I don't know what it is. Don't come at me with that dumb man. My life matter, especially to my.
Do you separate yourself from it?
I feel connected to a damn thing that ain't got nothing to do with me. If you do, you crazy. You connect.
These videos do not make Lil Wayne look the greatest. You're dealing with a younger version of Wayne. He's been rich since he was 14, 15, 16, however, whatever age those guys ran into financial freedom. This is not an excuse, but it's an explanation for the events that is taking place. I would think that Lil Wayne's thought process should not play a part if everyone's thought patterns and process isn't playing a part, right? Music has not did a great job at cleaning out its closet as it pertains to some of these artists, so we're not going to start doing it when we try to justify bringing someone from the West Coast to the South. I think that's a very disingenuous argument to place forward when we're dealing with, again, someone with the accolades of Lil Wayne. You can make a lot of money. You can sign with these labels. You can do a lot of shit. But if you have not built your own, you've done nothing. And I'm looking at it from 50 years from now, and you looking at it from 50 days from now. So we're going to have a different perspective. I'm telling you, if you have not preserved your culture and built it on your own, you've done nothing. Collaboration is key, but confiscation is not tolerated. So I'm dealing with Wayne and Kendrick. We'll deal with Drake and Kendrick in just a second, and Jay. Matter of fact, let's talk about Birdman's involvement, because the decision from Jay-Z has several layers to it. Not only does it show Lil Wayne something, maybe Wayne's collateral damage because I'm making a bigger point to Birdman. Maybe he's collateral damage because I'm making a bigger point to Drake. Or maybe all of you are 33.3% of this missile that I'm sending out. This message that I'm sending out, maybe you all are 33.3% of it. You dig? So you think about Birdman and Jay-Z's issue. When you're asking me what the issue was, it's because Birdman then was taking up market share. Again, Jay-Z has always been a power player after the death of Biggie and Tupac. He stepped into a position and he did exactly what he was supposed to do. Right? If we ran the tapes even more, we started to see what Pac was shooting him down and trying to discredit him. You know what I'm saying? Because he was an underboss then, he became the boss. And when he became the boss, he saw them Cash Money niggas came through. It's interesting because he did the song with Juvenile in 99, but formed no alliance. Did the song with Pimp C, but it formed no alliance. It's like, yo, I'm doing what's necessary, but I ain't doing an inch over what's necessary. And so they asked me why Birdman or Coach K and QCP or Master P, right? We got stories to tell in the South. People ask me, they say, Loon, why do you think they don't bring it up? What do you think this is? And I always tell them, yo, the South got to build its own skyline. Yo, let me explain something to you. They love that. Ain't nobody building shit outside of Coach KP and a couple of other dudes in the South. Like, I even look at Atlanta sometimes, and it be niggas from New York that done blended in like they Atlanta. They be speaking for Atlanta, and I be saying, yo, that's crazy for me. And I'm saying this respectfully. Like, I ain't throwing no shots. I ain't being disingenuous. I'm saying that for me, how can you tell when you infiltrated at that point? How can you tell when you've preserved your culture at that point? When we talk about primetime radio in New York, we got one person, that's Charlamagne the God. And he's so valuable to the process that the cake ain't the cake without his ingredient. What other voices are loud from the South that are anywhere outside of the South? What are the opportunities for the people from the South outside of using us to get on stage and rap with the mic? And that's why I say a lot of these broke ass niggas, they run around, jump on these platforms, jump up and down and do tricks for these niggas. And these niggas don't even know what songs you niggas making. They don't even review the album when it come out. And then the nigga that's reviewing the album and putting you on his good side, you niggas don't even show no love to him. Let's take a look at this video with Jay-Z talking about Birdman and kind of responding to some of the back and forths. And again, I'm taking y'all back in time to where all of this kind of transpired. Pay attention.
How does Jay feel about Baby from Cash Money constantly saying Weezy is more lyrical and has more money than Jay-Z?
Being lyrical is just a matter of opinion. It's who you like. So, that's his opinion. As far as money, I mean, that's a little more factual. Right, we can determine that.
Right, we would have to see your bank accounts and things of this
nature.
I
have no problem, but it's gonna cost. Put it up. If he's that confident, I give him a little glimpse. It's crazy. I give him a little glimpse. Check that out. Cut it out. I'll knock it off. But as far as being lyrical, I mean that's from one's. That's for the viewers.
That's anybody's. Yeah,
that's everybody. So if he believes that, then I respect that. And that's his guy. So he's supposed to ride with his guy. So. I don't have no problems with that. I have no problems with nobody. It's my positive. I want this to be my most positive year. I don't want no problems.
Beyonce and Jay-Z earned $122 million, becoming the highest earning.
Right after that.
Huh?
Right after that. That's what I'm saying. Black and white is ink, baby. I'm 7th.
Oh, I see what's going on. So you just saw the video of Jay-Z. Now here's the thing. I ain't gonna lie. I can kind of get that though. Say, bro, you gonna say you little nigga got more money than me, man. You playing these kind of internet game. Now I don't got no respect for you niggas no more. This might be how he thinking. The lyrical thing is one thing. When you saying the young nigga got more paper than us over here, man, I done already mad Beyonce. I made 120 last year. This my 6th consecutive year making, right? Come on, man, what we doing? Y'all playing them kind of games. I thought we was keeping it factual, honest. I thought we was, but again, if it's about the culture, bro, preserving the culture, that's why we got Jay in those buildings. That's why the whole culture applauds when he goes against Colin Kaepernick. The whole culture kneeling, and he gonna make the NFL deal, and we say, all right, Jay on it, y'all. Let's try to give it another shot. Let's give it another look. That respect comes with responsibility. That ain't just up north doing that or just the West Coast. That's us down south giving Jay love and respect as well and riding for him and changing culture for him. You see? But if I'm being real, it's like, again, the lyrical thing is one part. The money thing, I think that's where he kind of crossed the line at. And that's what made me look at him like, yo, maybe they doing some. I really ain't respecting it. Pay attention. Let's see what Baby said.
Jay-Z just got voted #1 by MTV, #1 MC. What do you make of that?
I don't think he's #1 MC.
Wow, okay.
In no kind of way. Wayne the best, he do the most, and he make the most money.
Yeah.
I don't think no nigga in the business make more money than us.
Fair enough.
And so how could you be the best if you don't make the best money, the most money, and you don't do the most?
Mm-hmm.
Lyrically, come on, man, be for real, man. Can't nobody fuck with Wayne us. And to me, if you #1 and you ain't getting no money, it don't mean nothing. You hear me? So, but if you #1 and you making money, to me, who making the most money? That's #1 to me. Fuck all that rap shit. You hear me? Yeah. Shit, they got cold rappers you never even heard. But then you got niggas who really can't rap and making money. It's about who making the most money to me. I don't give a fuck about the rest of that shit. Maybe other ones do, but if you making money, that matters to me.
So we just watched what Jay-Z said in response to what Birdman said. So the question that Angie asked Jay-Z was about that video that we just watched. Now here's the interesting part of this thing. At that particular time, Lil Wayne probably was making more than Jay-Z in the industry. Jay-Z had already moved into a legacy space because Cash Money kind of pushed him out. Right, the breakup of Rockefeller and Cash Money's rise kind of was the end of the Up North label. Now you had G Unit running alongside, but he had play from the South. If I'm just going off memory, and my memory is not that well, I think I'm gonna say that Birdman and Cash Money was making more than Rockefeller in the music business. Again, I think Jay-Z had already transformed into a businessman, and he had started doing clothing and other things by that time. And this is why I think Cash Money kind of dropped the ball, because we didn't see them spread out anywhere. And music did so well for them that they still made $1 billion just out of that game, a couple billion, sold 1 billion records or so. But it's interesting that Cash Money didn't build anything outside of record label music. For me, that's a mistake. And that's where Master P comes in. And that's why in the South, that's where we got our game from. It was Birdman and Slim when it came to the music business, and it was P when it came to diversifying. Matter of fact, P did too much diversifying, and I think he killed his spirit. You know, he was doing anything, but he's a legend. He's a hustler. He's a real one. You see what I'm saying? And I think he's a wealth of information that if in the event you have a conversation with him, you learn something, you gain something, you get something. But Rockefeller versus Cash Money, I would say Cash Money was making more money. This is when Jay-Z was still an active artist, so the conversation goes a little bit more deeper. And also I think that Wayne was actually challenging Jay and being close to people starting to say, man, I don't know, Jay. But Wayne started to put the bully game down. Guess how a rap nigga put the bully game down on you, nigga? Take your beat and do it better than you. But Wayne was doing it to the whole game, and he was just so diverse. People was like, what the fuck? He might go grab some old
Jay-Z things, and this was the mixtape era. These was the good old days. See, I remember, so Jay-Z had a song back then called Best of Me. It was a remix with him and Maya. And this was a moment for Wayne, when Wayne was grabbing the culture and just, he was taking his position. And this is what we got to do in the South. But we not only got to do that while we're in position, we got to build infrastructure. And it ain't got to be in your backyard, but let it be someone that shares your interest, that preserves that culture that you plan on feeding not only you but next generations. You see what I'm saying? Because if it gets out of our hands, then it's gonna be out of our hands. But the song was Best of Me remix, and Lil Wayne had did that same song when he was on the Squad Up run. There was a legit argument in the South that Wayne verse was better than Jay-Z verse. And those moments started to change that conversation to what people will actually argue you for days that Wayne is the best rapper alive. And he started to stand on it. Imagine you Jay-Z and you still rapping. This nigga taking my name. Lil Wayne started the Carter album with a song called Hey Mr. Carter. He had named his album The Carter. This is at the same time Jay-Z is rapping, trying to change his name to Sean Carter, S. Carter. Now I'm the real Carter, and I'm standing on that. And so you got to remember what maybe Jay-Z was feeling at that time. Interesting time. If you were there, you know. When we deal with Birdman and Jay-Z, I tell the youngsters following me, man, that there's a difference between recognition and power. Although they can feel the same if you're not well versed in the human mind. Recognition can feel like power, because power will come with recognition in certain circumstances. But recognition don't come with no power. Recognition is only the applause from the crowd. But you know what power is? Power is who is the conductor. And I'm always looking for the conductor. See, y'all looking at who behind the mic, who doing this, that, and the third. I'm always looking for the conductor. Who put it together? Who know how to make it run? Who's making the wheels turn? That's what Jay-Z differs from Birdman. Birdman has recognition and Jay-Z has power. They both have money. Money is a byproduct of this business and selling records. So we're going to set that to the side. But one has recognition and one has power. When we deal with Jay-Z, he has power. Outside of the music business. And don't ask me how I know Jay-Z has power and Birdman has recognition. It's because I have eyes. Over the last couple of years, I've watched artists that Birdman has signed, ran to get up under Jay-Z, because them knowing from the inside of the house that I've reached the ceiling. And it does not appear that Jay-Z has reached the ceiling as he has came through this same tunnel. And so there's a difference between recognition and power when they looking at Jay and they knowing he's having power. When I see a Wayne and Drake, and let's be clear, these are people that are aligned with Birdman. Birdman being one of the most powerful people in music, meaning has sold the most records, one of the more lucrative record labels in the business, bar none. When I see them go over to do that alliance with Jay-Z without any real benefit of business, I say that, again, Jay-Z is the master of alliance by admiration. Because they have admiration for him, they'll come and they'll get into an alliance with him. I always thought about that. I always said it's interesting because the Birdman and Jay-Z thing is a thing, but Drake and Jay is cool, and Wayne and Jay is cool. And it was always a weird energy. Let's deal with Drake and Jay-Z. When I look at Drake, I say the same thing applies to him because of the umbrella he came up under. So just in closing, and to make myself clear about the Lil Wayne scenario, I think it is a situation that needs to be revisited. Lil Wayne does deserve to perform in New Orleans to preserve the culture of not only the South, but someone with over 180 Billboard Top 100s, over 5 Grammys. This is one of our top artists. We have someone like Jay-Z in place. If you're asking me, if we can't get it done with our current roster, we maybe can never win that kind of championship with this team. and we may have to consider ourselves to go and start the Negro League. So here we have Master P responded, says, salute to Kendrick Lamar for performing at the halftime show at the Super Bowl. Well deserved. He's one of the hottest music artists in the world, and that's one of the biggest songs right now. As an ambassador of entertainment in the city of New Orleans, I have to agree with the fans that Lil Tunchi, which is Lil Wayne, should be a part of this celebration as well. He's one of the greatest hip-hop artists alive, still relevant, and he's a New Orleans native. Let's not miss the cultural moment in the South. Life is too short. We have to give our legends their flowers while they're still here. Change starts with us. And the celebrities continue to respond to Lil Wayne being what they're called snubbed from performing at Super Bowl 59. Here's a Nicki Minaj tweet we're looking at. It says, denying a young black man what he rightfully put into this game for no other reason but your ego, your hatred for Drake and Nicki got you punishing Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne the GOAT? Know you what's good. Eminem stood firm on having 50 Cent come out. A white man shit said house N-word things, but it's good. F them. No loyalty wept. Them niggas will keep sunning you. Laughing my A off. And then Birdman also tweeted, these niggas pussy, nigga Minaj, Drake, Lil Tunchi, YMCMB, I'ma make these niggas respect us on Gladys. You know, I'm gonna be honest, Birdman is a legend, but it don't look like he respecting you. And it kind of looked like the Birdman scenario is what kind of drove the wedge through it, but that's family, that's how it come. Right? If you really love Wayne like you said, and Jay don't love nobody like that, he know he a rapper. He feel like he the man, so he didn't feel as though I need to fix nothing with Birdman to be cool with Drake. They need me. I ain't need to fix nothing with Birdman to be cool with Wayne. And I probably would have had that same attitude, so I can't carry no harbor no resentment, you know, as it pertains to that. But see, the South is dumb. Right? We've allowed them control media. We've allowed everyone else to control our stories, our music, our marketing, our everything. We won't hire our own. We won't go to our own until our own are attached to the people who we can't get in touch with. So soon as one of our own are attached to the white people, they're cool to come and spend your money with. But while they were doing the same exact thing they were doing without the white person's cosign, and I say this with no racism, the information that I have received along my journey, just the fact that you plugged into the people that these folks can't get in contact with would allow these folks to now recognize you as a starting five player. Is one of the weirdest behaviors that our culture has to offer. And sometimes I sound like you know we're beating a dead horse, because I always say if you're creating content, if you're starting a business, whatever you're starting, if you're creating it big brick by brick in the way that you see me doing it, if I've inspired you in any way, understand you have to find your own place in the sun. You got to find your own place in the sun, so these kind of things won't happen. You saw Lil Wayne's manager come out and started to respond to the fact that Wayne wasn't on the Super Bowl performing. He spoke to the fact that because that's in somebody else's hands is already a problem. But who was the conductor? Again, there's a constant theme in this conversation about the conductor, the person behind the wheels that are making this whole train move. Who is the conductor of all things business? If you're asking me, if I'm Jay-Z and these other niggas, I'm happy the motherfucker you niggas ain't doing nothing but rapping down there. Ain't nobody created nothing. I done lit the way and ain't nobody doing nothing. 50, he from up here. You South niggas, what you niggas doing? Y'all running around getting on platforms with Joe Budden and academics. Respectfully to them, but y'all from the South, they don't even know shit about y'all. I heard one of them talking about Rich Homie and Thug, and it was the wrong information. They talked about Takeoff, it was the wrong information. They talk about whatever in the South is the wrong information. They're not in tune because they don't give a fuck to indulge outside of the club with the South. So the stories ain't something they involved with. Is he a gangster or not? Other than that, fuck his story. And so when we have a look, we got to pass the ball to somebody that's on our team. What I often find in the industry when you deal with rappers in the entertainment business is they allow you to cook up a storm. Like, they don't mind you eating. They don't mind you getting a little money, getting a little dude signed, getting a couple of houses out of this thing. Y'all get a couple of Maybachs that are depreciating a couple of years, go down $200,000. Y'all get a couple of cars changed, watches, couple of 15 minutes of fame. They don't mind you cooking a meal and getting some food and eating, getting rich even. The problem is when you own the kitchen. See, when you come to someone else's kitchen, you deal with the ingredients in the kitchen that they have. A lot of times you work for KFC, they just got a package with seasoning on it. You just open that package and put it in there, and that's just you don't really know what the fuck is making this chicken. What are the ingredients? That's when you're able to teach one. And they say, well, that's asking a lot, Loon, man. Damn, even cooking it ain't enough. It ain't enough when you in the position that we in the South with no infrastructure, no platforms, no real big media, no documentaries. Ain't nobody greenlit Loon the opportunity to start documenting the Southern heritage. You broke ass niggas gonna let somebody from the West Coast do it, huh? They know it ain't about the money. I need the connections of getting it in the positions and places it need to be in to preserve our culture. But that's asking too much. It'd be too much like right. Now, how dare you wonder who owned the kitchen? Well, once you own the kitchen, you know what? You know when the ingredients are outdated. When that ingredients expired that they've been using in that, we should have been traded the sugar for the salt. You got to deal with what they give you when they gave you what you got. That's why they can look right over you and get a ball, act like they don't see you. This is what they do. Yo, bro, I deal with it in this shit all the time. Oh, man, we looking for somebody to get that rapper a real good conversation. I don't know nobody. Boy, we go platinum every time we have a conversation. How dare you nigga play this game? I don't see nobody where they at. Y'all niggas keep playing blind. It's part of the game. It's the no-look pass, I like to call it. More like no-look, no pass. And because I'm in position of power, you hear me be vocal and be loud and be vibrant. There's a very vibrant conversation coming from this side of the world about what we need to do because I'm in position. I know what's here. I know there's no infrastructure. I know there's no liability. There's nobody. The last person that made a call to Sexy Red from me was somebody from New York. Picture that. Do you think there's anyone from the South that's reaching to me saying, yo, I'm going to get people on your show, bro. I like what you're doing. I see you out there hustling. At any day, you can go to jail. You can get killed. I fuck with what you're doing. I know you just need to know who is who. Nobody's done that. The last time I got in communication with Sexy Red or a big artist like that, it was from somebody from the North. And this is outside of Baby. Of course, y'all know Baby, that was a couple of years ago. But if it ain't the artist reaching out to me theyself, there's a New York nigga or somebody from these Southern niggas don't preserve the culture, bro. Because these niggas don't know how to sustain the colony. Do you know how meticulous a bee is to sustain their colony and prepare for harsh times? There's a situation in the South in which we have to learn to sustain our own colony. And so the long or short is it, the South's biggest musical assets 50 years from now will be a very small mention as it pertains to the history of rap. And I know that sounds crazy, but I'm telling you, we have no Southern people in position. You got Diddy with the network, you had Diddy with the network, you got Hot 97, all that shit up north. All these niggas run to Breakfast Club, bro, like. And I fuck with them. Them is my family. They know they my family. I really, really, really love and respect Breakfast Club. But I'm just telling you, as it pertains to the South, and they're lucky because they got Charlemagne up there, and he's from the South, so he kind of can relate to it a little bit. But outside of that, bro, it gets slippery. You know, I remember I was having a conversation with Coach K, and I was like, bro, I need to get these festivals going, like, right now, like. You see what I'm saying? It's no way we ain't supposed to be on the 6th festival with the rappers, the podcast, the comedian shit, the host it. Loon is doing this. We supposed to be done this. When I look at Cash Money, what's one of the things I say? Missed opportunity when it comes to that. Just imagine if there was on the 17th annual such and such festival, Cash Money, such and such, and it's bigger than Rolling Loud. Those stages are supposed to be ours. Shout out to Tariq, I believe his name is, the owner of Rolling Loud. But those stages are supposed to be our stages, like you see what Travis Scott and some of those guys doing now. Had we been ahead of that 15 years ago, we'll be in a much valuable scenario when it comes to infrastructure. And that's what's important. Not only infrastructure in the music, but outside of the music. Let's be clear about one thing. When we look around and ain't nobody building nothing, you southern niggas is running up on these up north platforms. And even when you go to Miami, get on Nori, he's a nigga from New York, and his niggas in Atlanta from New York, but acting like they represent Atlanta and they don't know shit about the people that's in Atlanta. You also got dudes from New York that's in Atlanta that some kind of way become the voice of Atlanta. These things are cautionary tales to me, because the wrong representation can lead you astray, can disconnect you from your own people. You got the wrong folks speaking for us. We don't even feel like that. Who is these niggas and who mans is this? I don't give a fuck about what money you made. Did you grow up down here with us? Do you know what it's like to be an artist from here? Do you know what it's like to be a podcaster from here, from nothing to something, to win something from here, to come from here, for this not to be celebrated, to grow up listening to Cash Money, to grow up knowing that Jay-Z jumped on the remix, but they shot the video up north? Did you grow up to even know some of these things? I truly believe that a lot of these other people are actually happy that we ain't building nothing. And this is over the black and white thing and the South and North thing. This is high level business conversation. At the top of the mountain, they happy that these broke ass niggas ain't doing nothing but passing the crown around. They ain't even watching the throne. They done treat you niggas to pass the crown around in this rap game, and the throne ain't moving. It's the throne you want, not the crown. It's the throne that come with the responsibilities, come with the assets, come with the direction, the information, the coding. It's the throne that come with that, but you niggas been satisfied with passing around the crown. Who rapped the best? Who had the most streams? See, that's you niggas passing the crown around, but as long as you ain't built nothing, you don't become a threat to nothing that's built. As I speak from the South about getting artists to understand that there's more in it than just getting your booking fees. There's legacy we after. When we deal with Jay, there's legacy there. When we deal with Diddy, there's legacy there. Birdman, there's legacy there. There's legacy in this game. You're chasing legacy, not the money. The money will come with the legacy. But as you watch the game, you understand that there's a gap between recognition and power. Even though power in some instances come with recognition. You can be a man that's known all across the world and you don't have the power to get a person put in position to get them a ham sandwich if they was hungry. I've saw celebrities on the side of roads, and I saw celebrities that everyone know outside and can't get $1 after their run is up. And so just like a hunter-gatherer, you got to put something up for. Shouldn't have to finish that. You got to be careful with all this alliance by admiration of the administration. See, that's how I got a lot of your broads. You nigga moving like bras, all this alliance because the admiration of the administration. Y'all got to get the business done, man. When you ain't never seen these guys like, and I'm just here to keep the scope. Like, I ain't here to be nothing else but a scope keeper, man. I'm in the cut laid up. I done got on. I'm chilling. I'm laid up. I'm just keeping scope, man. Respectfully, let me keep scope. And so in closing on this, and I may do one or two more topics and get out of here for this week, man. Hopefully y'all enjoyed the pod. You know, while I do say congratulations to Kendrick Lamar, the run he is on is predicated on a battle with another artist, and trying to call him a pedophile from the main stage is a very interesting I mean, you guys are making it very interesting now. I mean, does Drake need to sue about that? We heard Charlamagne in the Breakfast Club speak about that maybe lawyers are being involved, that song used in that way isn't done on that stage because that could be defamation of character. I mean, we actually don't have any real evidence. This is what we would call a rumor at this point. But trying to say it on the main stage, matter of fact, on the biggest stage is one of the most craziest encounters I've had with a rapper. To be able to put a diss on that stage is crazy. To be that hated is wild. But Jay, sick of all you niggas. Let me speak on this before I get out of here. All right, this going on Patreon, man. Let's just have a conversation, man. I think we got to have a real conversation. You know, I'm going to just put this on Patreon. This is not coming out to the public. I don't give a damn how many views it'll get, because I just want to talk to y'all about it. Now, Rollo and Boosie.